deemed conveyance of the cooperative housing society last year in May, May 2025, that it is simplified. It is greatly simplified by the Maharashtra government. And in this simplified form, that deemed conveyance application for the cooperative housing society, you can submit online and offline. And if you are not in a position to go to the district deputy registrar to submit your offline application, you can submit them online. And earlier, that submission of application required 27 documents. It should have submitted in a box file. However, now government has simplified the procedure now, and you need only 8 documents. 8 documents for getting you the deemed conveyance order. And after you submit online, now thing is that all deputy registrars are not accepting online, although that provision is there for every district deputy registrar to accept online application with all the documents attached. However, some of them prefer offline application. However, even offline application, once they accepted, they do the hearing online. That is, for hearing, 3 people are called. One is society's chairman or secretary or his representative for society, then builder who built the society's building, and the landowner on which that society building stands. And all are called, and then after maximum 3 hearings, that each hearing at 1 month are placed at 1 month apart, that is 30 days after every hearing. Second hearing, third hearing takes place, and then that district deputy registrar passes a deemed conveyance order, which is from 4 page to 10 page. And with that deemed conveyance order, incorporating the deemed conveyance order, you have to make a conveyance deed where society receives its land and the building from builder and the landowner. Builder and landowner are givers and society is taker here. That way, that conveyance deed you will have to make, and incorporating the conveyance order given by the district deputy registrar, you will give that conveyance deed for adjudication, for checking by district deputy registrar. So after he has checked that it is properly done by you, you can have that everything is properly made or some corrections have to be made. He will call you and ask you to make needful correction in the hard copy, so that you just pay the correction and resubmit. And when district deputy registrar, the competent authority for the deemed conveyance, is satisfied that you have properly done, he will give a letter addressed to the collector of stamps. Remember, collector of stamps is different from the district collector, and collector of stamp is responsible for the collecting the stamp duty and registration charges on your conveyance deed, okay, to whom you will submit that with his letter. And when you submit it, the collector of stamps takes maximum 45 days to inform you that whether how much stamp duty and conveyance and the registration charges on that conveyance deed you will have to pay. If all the flats whose index 2 of that sale deed is included in that file, if they have all paid the stamp duty, then that stamp duty applicable will be only 100 rupees per flat, and registration charges will also be very small amount, and that much amount he will give the order to pay that online and get him that payment details in hard copy. And when you give it in another 10 days, he will give that conveyance deed stating that you have paid stamp duty and registration charges as applicable to it, and then you will be taking that with his letter, you will be taking it for signature. He will give the letter also. Remember that after everything is paid, he will give the letter. The collector of stamp will give the letter, and with his letter, you will be taking that conveyance deed to district deputy registrar for his signature. And for his signature, when you take it, you have to take with its Xerox copy and one covering letter by the society, and he will put signature on that conveyance deed. Builder who built that building, your society's building, and the landowner on which that your society's building is built. And he will give you a letter asking the collector of stamp to register your conveyance deed. When you registered any sale deed, that you have to seller and buyer both have to remain present with the sub registrar's office. But here that district deputy registrar is given a lawful exemption for which he is giving that letter, so that with that letter your society's secretary and treasurer with two witnesses can come and register that conveyance deed. Now here that conveyance deed in which that land ownership may not be given in ownership. Sometimes some people feel that ownership may be given on lease. Lease means to the society on rent. It is not a leave license that 12 months rent. It is a long-term rent, that is the rent will take place for 30 years time. Okay, yearly rent will be giving to that landowner, but for 30 years time. Sometimes if that landowner says he is not interested in giving on sale, and if he says that he want to give it on lease deed, you can surely make that lease deed with him, but not for less than 30 years time. Okay, and that proper rent as applicable on the lease rent as per the ready reckoner rate. That means as per the government rate, he should ask. If he asks any additional charges for the sale of the land, then that sale of the land should also be asked as per the ready reckoner rate as applicable when society was formed. Okay, plus applicable interest as determined by the government. And this way that you can either take that land on sale or on lease. Okay, but remember, lease is for 30 years, and as per the government lease rent, which you can get it from the collector of stamp office or online per square meter per year, lease rent applicable to your area. It is available. I am just giving you the step by step how to go. You will log in to Mahasarkar, MAHASARKAR dot Maharashtra, MAHARASTRA dot gov.in/services. After logging in, check for PLEA, PRATYAY, Mahabhumi, M capital, MAHA, B capital, BUMI, one word, HTTPS PLEA, PRATYAY dot Mahabhumi, MAHBHUMI dot gov.in/dashboard. Then next step, register/login. Select the cooperation department, and then go to MOFA, MOFA, all capital, section 10/11 for deemed conveyance. Then rupees 2000 court fee stamp is the fee, and then within 6 months official have to clear an application. Either they have to give you order or they have to reject with the reason why that they have rejected. However, 99% of cases you will get the order. Only in 1% cases, because some documents are not submitted in 6 months time, it is rejected. Now next step, deemed conveyance. It transfers, what is deemed conveyance? It transfers land ownership from the builder, landowner, to the registered cooperative housing society. Without it, societies remain legally vulnerable and limited in development option. That means even society cannot do the repair work of the building to that extent that if you are not getting the deemed conveyance, you are having that much difficulty. Now for deemed conveyance, now only 8 documents are needed. Apart from that, court fee stamp, application form 7 for deemed conveyance order. The 8 documents are society registration certificate, first document, approved layout copy by municipality or whatever that you are having, the local government. Then commencement certificate and completion certificate, approved layout with which surely you will get commencement certificate, and if by chance that completion certificate and occupation certificate are not available, still then you can go ahead. Then property card, that property card from city survey office you can get it from your area where your society is located. It's city survey office, you go and get property card. Even online also you can get. Next document is non-agricultural land certificate from agriculture order from sub-divisional officer. Sub-divisional officer is a revenue officer above Tahsildar. Sub-divisional officer is a revenue officer above Tahsildar. Sale deeds of all flats with stamp duty and registration proof, these are needed in Excel form. That Excel format in which it is to be made, that I can have it. You can come to me at Money Life Foundation and get that copy. Then legal notice served to builder and landowner. That legal notice, that same legal notice, same material, that legal notice to give the conveyance to the society's building, you will be serving to the builder. Give the conveyance of the society's land, you will be giving to the landowner. Its copy you will have to include here. List of all registered flat owners. So all registered flat owners list you will have to include here. However, government has made one allowance over that. There are some societies where large number of flats are unsold. However, of all the flats and the shops what builder has built, if 51% is sold and remaining 49% are unsold, still you can go for deemed conveyance. Still you can go for deemed conveyance. Builder gets full right to sell at his own rate the remaining shops and flats in that building. But with 51% sold people, you can go for deemed conveyance, so that once the society gets the buildings right and this one, and once that deemed conveyance is got, that builder will not have any right except to sell his unsold flats. He will not say that these are my flats which I sold after deemed conveyance, that I will have some right. No, that right is already transferred to the buyer of the flat, and he will be made member of the society which is already registered. And this way that you can get the deemed conveyance. And here that I have already explained to you in short that how that deemed conveyance can be made. And in the deemed conveyance you are having some steps that after you get that conveyance deed duly registered with the sub-registrar of assurances with the sub-registrar certified copy, to transfer that land's 7 by 12 extract, you will make an application to Talati office to transfer the property card of the land in society's name. You will make an application, you means society, will make an application to the city survey office, and once that is transferred, then at city survey office you are having second step. Once property card is transferred to city survey office, you will ask the city survey officer to get a society a land map. That means city survey offices surveyors will come to society. Society will pay the survey charges. That after paying the survey charges, that A4 size paper, that society will get society's land map. On the land map, that society's land area will be shown in the map, and inside that area society's building or buildings will be shown, their outline will be shown, and on east, west, north, south, which are the other buildings or roads you are having, that will be shown, and that area will be shown. And if you are having any difficulty, you can make an application to the city survey office to do the needful corrections. And here, after doing that you will be asking copy of the conveyance deed and its index 2. You can apply to the municipality, local municipal office, for transferring that common area property tax. Common area means open ground, terrace, lifts and other places, that is common area. Its property tax in the name of the society, and individual flat property tax in the name of the individual flat owners. So that you will have to make application with the municipal ward office. Once your society gets that property tax in its for common area in its name, then you can make an application to the water department in the municipal ward office to transfer water bills of the society's municipal water connection in the name of the society. So with this, that whole deemed conveyance is finished.
We are actually the landowners, and the land is in a private trust, and it has been leased to the society for 100 years, 99 years precisely. I want to understand how the deemed conveyance is not yet done. We have not yet agreed to transfer anything. Can the society on its own unilaterally transfer it or deem transfer it to themselves?
Society's name has appeared on property card as a landowner. Now only that building has to be transferred. After giving the notice to that builder, even if the builder is no more or firm is not existence, go for deemed conveyance of the building, and building can be transferred in the name of the society. Because I assume that since you say that 99 years lease, that you are given the land to the society, so then question of transferring the society, that land in the name of society, doesn't appear.
So the property card, I don't think on the property card the society's name would have yet come. They were largely made around 40 to 50 years ago, when this concept at that point wasn't made, and they've asked us many times about the transfer. They still come up to us for the transfer, but we haven't yet agreed or anything on that aspect. Without payment also, on their own, can they do it, is what I'm asking.
Only society has to go for that transfer work, not individual members or flat owners.
The society has not yet is still paying rent to the trust. It continues to pay rent, so that means they cannot do a unilateral transfer. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, if the society has already entered a lease agreement, okay, that lease rent society has to give to the trust, and if that is not done, then surely that land cannot be transferred in the name of the trust, or if it is already you have already entered a lease deed for a very long time, surely you can take up the case, that trust can take up the case in the civil court or cooperative court for that lease rent.
Hello, sir. So my question is, if the landowners are the Adivasis, and the land is coming under the section 36A of Land Revenue Code, then can society directly go to Deemed Conveyance and transfer the conveyance in their name?
See, if the Adivasi land, okay, then it is to be dissolved by the district collector. So
So,
there is
but
a
here my
collector's.
party, my client, sorry to interrupt, my clients are the Adivasis, the landowners. They are saying that the society has not intimated them, neither given them any, they have just given the
Same
notice to
thing I am
one
telling
part of it.
you. I am telling you,
Okay, sir.
sir, that you make an appeal to the district collector. Society building is constructed on Adivasi land, and
Okay.
what way that he has to resolve. District collector is the adjudicating officer for Adivasi land.
So, in the case of a developer who's not cooperating,
When landowner and developer both are not cooperating, you give them notice to do the conveyance in 30 days. After 30 days, they are not cooperating, and even if they go to the High Court also, that High Court also has said that they cannot case. And deemed conveyance is only for that work.
and the signatory in the case of a conveyance deed, then
Conveyance deed and district deputy registrar is
district,
given.
he's a giver.
He's
Okay.
given the right for both builder as well as landowner.
Okay. Now, legally, they are bound to do it within a certain period of time, as per MOFA.
Yeah, the deemed conveyance order only says that within 6 months of your application, that deemed conveyance has to be completed.
No, so when the developer develops it within a certain period of time, as
Oh,
per
that
MOFA, he's
developer develops when
liable.
society is registered within 4 months, he has to do the conveyance. And if he is not doing after 4 months, you can go for deemed conveyance.
Okay, but any liability on him for not complying within 4 months?
Liability, you yourself see, no, you do that, apply, you do that application. It is liability, it is his lookout, it is not your lookout.
Hello, sir. I wanted to ask about the application of deemed conveyance in Mahada land.
Acha, Mada land, for I have already made it very clear. For Mada land, for collector's land, deemed conveyance is not applicable. For Mada land, you go to your estate manager of your area and ask him to give the conveyance. And in Mada, conveyance is given in the golden platter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I wanted to ask whether they will give property card also.
See, first conveyance will be given, conveyance deed will be registered, and after registering the conveyance deed with that registration, that property card in which that your society will be shown on that Mada land as a leasee. Followed? Huh?
All right.
Leasee for 30 years. And that is the property card, you get it in your hand. That's all.
In case of deemed conveyance, does the other land areas attached to premise like garden area, common parking area, etc. also get transferred to society, or only the land area where premise is standing gets transferred in the deemed conveyance?
See, usually an area on which that FSI is used gets transferred to the society, and whether that recreation area or garden area which is common for one or two societies, so it will be remaining in the hands of those societies.
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि नवी मुंबई के लिए भी डीम्ड कन्वेंस, सड़कों की प्रॉपर्टीज के लिए भी डीम्ड कन्वेंस इम्पोर्टेंट है क्या? बिना उसके रिडेवलपर जो आएगा वो डेवलप कर सकता है क्या?
वो सिडको प्रॉपर्टी को भी डीम्ड कन्वेंस लागू है. ओके, हाँ
जी.
नवी मुंबई में जो सिडको का प्रॉपर्टी है, हाँ, वो सिडको is the landowner and सिडको will enter with the society a lease deed.
जी, तो सर एक्सटेंडेड लीज डीड पे रिडेवलपमेंट कर सकते हैं?
वो लीज डीड जो है ना, वो रीडेवलपमेंट के लिए जो एज एप्लीकेबल है, वो उतना लीज डीड आपको उधर मिलेगा सिडको से.
ओह,
यू गो फॉर
चलो,
डीम्ड कन्वेंस ओवर देयर एंड सी। और वो
जी
सिडको के लिए सीबीडी बेलापुर में डिस्ट्रिक्ट डेप्यूटी रजिस्ट्रार
जी
है, पूरा सिडको लैंड के लिए वो वासी से लेके पनवेल तक पूरा सिडको लैंड के लिए उधर एक ही है, वो उसके पास करना चाहिए।
हमने 2014 में एक एसआरए प्रोजेक्ट में शॉप खरीदा था और हमारे जो बिल्डर है उन्होंने करीब 500-600 रेसिडेंट्स के लिए बिल्डिंग बनाई है। एक तो पहले जो ऑक्यूपेंट्स थे उनके लिए एक बिल्डिंग बनाई है, एक सेल की बिल्डिंग बनाई है और हमारी 72 शॉप ओनर्स की जो सोसाइटी है वो फॉर्मेशन नहीं की है उसने। और जो रेसिडेंट्स है उनकी अलग सोसाइटी उन्होंने रजिस्टर करवाई है। अभी कन्वेंस नहीं किया है, तो सोसाइटी वालों ने एडवोकेट की तरफ से उनको नोटिस वगैरह दिया है और वो डीम्ड कन्वेंस के लिए गए हैं। लेकिन हमारे जो 72 शॉप ओनर्स है उनको कोई फैसिलिटी वो बराबर से प्रोवाइड नहीं कर
ये
रहे हैं।
72 शॉप ओनर्स जो है एसआरए का है, इसलिए पूछता हूँ। वो
जी सर।
तोड़ने के पहले भी शॉप ओनर्स थे, वो ये सेलेबल शॉप ओनर्स है।
राइट सर, राइट सर।
तो सेलेबल शॉप ओनर्स है ना। वो
जी जी सर,
एसआरए
जी
में
सर।
एक अच्छा है, एसआरए में एक अच्छे है, पूरा काम एसआरए बिल्डिंग में होता है।
सर
तुम 72 लोग हैं, एक दो
राइट।
नहीं 72 लोग, और वो लोग तुम उधर कहाँ पर है ये सोसाइटी?
बोरीवली में सर, बोरीवली
अच्छा, तो
वेस्ट में
उधर
है।
बांद्रा ईस्ट में एसआरए बिल्डिंग में जाओ, उधर पीआरओ को मिलो और उनको बोलो
ये सर।
तुम्हारे पास
सर
एग्रीमेंट, तुम्हारे पास बिल्डर ने रजिस्टर्ड एग्रीमेंट किया है ना?
राइट सर, किए है।
रजिस्टर्ड एग्रीमेंट स्टैम्प ड्यूटी भरा है ना बराबर?
बराबर भरा है सर।
हाँ, तो वो तुम्हारा शॉप इतना ज्यादा है, एक के ऊपर एक शॉप है क्या?
हाँ सर, थ्री फ्लोर्स है।
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा। हाँ, अभी वो वो उधर उधर जाके बोलो उनको। हाँ,
सर
ये
सर।
ये ये हाउसिंग सोसाइटी नहीं, ये कमर्शियल प्रीमाइसेस सोसाइटी हो जाएगा, समझा ना? हाँ,
राइट सर, राइट सर, राइट सर।
कमर्शियल प्रीमाइसेस
Premises।
सोसाइटी। हाँ, करने के लिए तुम्हारे उधर एक नाम दे दो, तुम्हारा
जी सर,
फेडरेशन,
जी सर।
कमर्शियल प्रीमाइसेस ओनर्स फेडरेशन, कमर्शियल, वो कुछ कुछ देने का दे सकते हैं तुम। हाँ, वो तो एरिया का
यस
नाम
सर,
दे
यस।
दो, समझो। ये उधर एरिया समझो, चारकोप है, जो है चारकोप
जी 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 जी।
एसआरए कमर्शियल सोसाइटी, ऐसा कुछ सोसाइटी
हाँ
नहीं,
हाँ, राइट सर। जी सर।
कमर्शियल प्रीमाइसेस ओनर्स एसोसिएशन, ओनर्स एसोसिएशन। चैरिटी कमिश्नर के पास जाके रजिस्टर करो, और वो रजिस्टर
जी
करके,
सर।
वो रजिस्टर करके वो उसके तरफ से तुम वो
जी सर।
एसआरए में करो। और एसआरए में वो एसआरए का बिल्डिंग के लिए वो डेप्यूटी रजिस्ट्रार, डिस्ट्रिक्ट डेप्यूटी रजिस्ट्रार और डिविजनल जॉइंट रजिस्ट्रार, पूरा का पूरा सोसाइटी का उधर ही बैठते हैं, समझा ना, एसआरए
जी
का
जी जी।
बिल्डिंग के लिए। तो उधर तुम
राइट
काम
सर।
तुरंत हो जाएगा। देखो, करके देखो। ये कितना साल हो गया ये पूरा बनके?
ये तो 2020 को उसने पोजीशन लेटर्स दिए हैं सर,
अरे बाप रे,
काफी लोगों
इसका
को सर।
मतलब 4 साल हो गया, बाद में 6 साल
जी
हो
सर।
गया। हाँ, वो 6 साल
जी
ऐसा
सर।
रख नहीं सकते, ये 4 महीने में करना चाहिए था। वो अभी करो,
बराबर है।
और वो उधर जाओ, उधर पीआरओ को मिलो, और पीआरओ को मिलके उधर उधर आपका एरिया का कोऑपरेटिव रजिस्ट्रार का ऑफिस पूछो, उसी बिल्डिंग में है
यस
वो
सर।
वो बताएगा। और उधर
जी जी
जाके दोबारा कंफर्म
जी सर।
करो ये एरिया के लिए आप ही कोऑपरेटिव रजिस्ट्रार है क्या करके, और वो
राइट
उसके
सर।
पास आप एक लेटर दे दो। हाँ, ये हमारा बिल्डिंग ये होना चाहिए करके, और तुम्हारे पास
ये
उसका ऑक्यूपेंसी सर्टिफिकेट, बिल्डिंग प्लान सब कुछ है क्या?
ऑक्यूपेंसी सर्टिफिकेट नहीं है सर।
बिल्डिंग प्लान भी नहीं है?
बिल्डिंग प्लान भी नहीं है हमारे पास।
अरे करोड़ों लाखों रुपए दे के तुम शॉप लिया, और वो कुछ बताते पूछते भी नहीं उनसे, बिल्डर से। हाँ, वो जो
उनको
पूरा
कई
देने वाले वो ऐसा बिल्डिंग में ही है, वो देंगे आपको।
ये
वो बिल्डिंग
यस सर,
प्लान
यस
पास
ऐसा
करने वाले हैं, वो ऐसा
हाँ,
बिल्डिंग में ही है। हाँ, वो
अच्छा
डेप्यूटी
अच्छा अच्छा,
रजिस्ट्रार, वो पीआरओ आपको बताएगा। हाँ, उधर जाके
जी 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 सर,
उनसे उनसे ले लो पूरा।
जी सर, जी सर, जी सर। और एक ग्लिच इसमें ये है कि करीब 18 दुकान वो बिल्डर और उसका पार्टनर दोनों के है
अरे
सर।
18 दुकान ने, 50 दुकान में से सिर्फ 2 दुकान तुम लोगों का है, 40 दुकान उसका होने दो, और वो सोसाइटी
जी जी
करना ही
सर।
चाहिए उसको।
माई सोसाइटी इज ऑफ सिडको। सिडको ने हम लोग को डायरेक्ट सोसाइटी के नाम पर दिया हुआ है, और सोसाइटी का सर्टिफिकेट वगैरह सब है, लीज डीड में दिया है और डायरेक्ट सोसाइटी के नाम पर है। तो सम अभी हम लोग रीडेवलपमेंट में जाता है तो सम पीपल से कन्वेंस तुमको लगता है कन्वेंस डीड होना चाहिए, सम आर सेइंग कन्वेंस डीड नहीं लगता है क्योंकि
नहीं नहीं,
डायरेक्ट तुम्हारे नाम
कन्वेंस
पे।
डीड लगता है। कन्वेंस डीड के बिना तुम रीडेवलपमेंट जा ही नहीं सकते।
एक बोलता है कि तुम्हारे पे डायरेक्ट तुम्हारे नाम पे है, सिडको ने डायरेक्ट 11 आदमी के सोसाइटी के नाम पर करके दिया है, तो यू डोंट रिक्वायर्ड कन्वेंस
देखो, सिडको ने लीज डीड किया है, देखा है कि तुमने, पढ़ा है
यस
क्या लीज डीड?
यस, लिस्ट डेट किया है।
लीज डीड काय के लिए किया है? जमीन के लिए कि बिल्डिंग के लिए किया है?
वो नहीं पड़ा है वो, खाली लिस्ट डीड है हमारे पास, इतना पता है।
वो लीज डीड बिल्डिंग का रहेगा। ओके,
ओके
तुम्हारा ओनरशिप फ्लैट के लिए लीज में कैसा देगा वो?
ओके
हाँ?
ओके
और
सर।
ये तुम्हारा जो पूरा फ्लैट जो है ना, फ्लैट जो
हाँ
तुमने पैसा दे के लिया है, एग्रीमेंट किया है, रजिस्ट्रेशन किया है कि
यस,
नहीं?
किया
स्टैम्प
है
ड्यूटी भरा है कि नहीं?
किया है, यस
हाँ
यस।
हाँ, तो उसका सिडको ने तुमको सेल डीड बनाना चाहिए सोसाइटी के साथ। ओके, हाँ, वो सेल डीड भी हो जाएगा, तभी सोसाइटी को पूरा बिल्डिंग का ताबा मिलेगा। और वो लीज डीड जो कितना साल का है?
60 years।
60 इयर्स का। अच्छा, तो एक बार सेल डीड होने के बाद तुम रीडेवलपमेंट के लिए जा सकते।
So, our society has received a deemed conveyance, but the one federation member was saying that your society received deemed conveyance, but there is no name on 712 extract.
डीम्ड कन्वेंस मिल चुका है, आपको जो बोलना का है ना,
हाँ
डीम्ड कन्वेंस डीड बनता है, डीड, रजिस्टर्ड डीड,
हाँ
एग्रीमेंट।
हाँ हाँ,
ओके,
राइट, हाँ
वो एग्रीमेंट 712 एक्सटेंट में ट्रांसफर नहीं हो सकता है, मैंने अभी बता दिया है। वो रजिस्टर्ड एग्रीमेंट डीड जो रजिस्टर सब रजिस्ट्रार के पास होता है, उसका सब रजिस्टर सर्टिफाइड कॉपी लेके आप तलाटी ऑफिस में अप्लाई करना चाहिए, सो दैट 712
हाँ
आपका सोसाइटी के नाम पर हो जाएगा। उसका सर्टिफाइड कॉपी लेके सिटी सर्वे ऑफिस में अप्लाई करना चाहिए, तभी प्रॉपर्टी कार्ड सोसाइटी के नाम पर हो जाएगा। ये स्टेप किया
ओके।
नहीं है तो हो जाएगा कैसा?
हाँ, तो मतलब सोसाइटी के ग्रुप में पहले मैसेज आया था कि हमारी सोसाइटी को डीम कन्वेंस मिल चुका है।
और डीम्ड
हाँ
कन्वेंस मिल चुका है, वो फर्स्ट स्टेप है।
ओके ओके, मतलब कि जो 712 एक्सट्रैक्ट पे नाम जो है वो बाद में आएगा।
उधर
ओके
जाके वो तलाटी का ऑफिस में जाके डीम्ड कन्वेंस डेट का वो सब रजिस्टर, जिधर रजिस्टर होता है ना, उसका
हाँ
एक सर्टिफाइड कॉपी वो सब रजिस्टर से लेके एक एप्लीकेशन रहता है, वो तलाटी के ऑफिस में वो एप्लीकेशन करके वो 7/12 उतारा सोसाइटी का नाम पर हो जाएगा। ये फर्स्ट स्टेप।
ओके ओके।
सेकंड स्टेप, वो वैसे ही वो सब रजिस्टर का वो डीम्ड कन्वेंस का वो कॉपी, सर्टिफाइड कॉपी लेके सिटी सर्वे ऑफिस में अप्लाई करना पड़ेगा। वो सिटी सर्वे ऑफिस में अप्लाई करने के बाद वो प्रॉपर्टी कार्ड सोसाइटी के नाम पर हो जाएगा।
So one conveyance deed happened without the registrar asking about the earlier documents of the various apartment holders, whether they were duly registered or not registered.
तुम्हारा कन्वेंस डीड हो गया क्या? रजिस्टर हो गया क्या?
हो गया सर, हो गया।
बस खत्म, बस, डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट।
Our society was formed in 2012. So far, the conveyance has not been done. We would like to come and see you for deemed conveyance. And one more thing I want to ask you, sir, is there any way by which from society we can convert it into a condominium?
वो कंडोमिनियम कन्वर्ट नहीं करना चाहिए, सोसाइटी
नहीं करना
सोसाइटी
चाहिए।
ही रहने दो।
अच्छा, ओके सर, ओके।
डीम कन्वेंस करो, कन्वेंस डीड होने के बाद, रजिस्टर होने के बाद उसका
हाँ,
कॉपी लेके तलाटी
ओके।
ऑफिस में जाओ, 7/12 उत्तरा सोसाइटी के नाम पर करो, सिटी सर्वे ऑफिस में जाओ, प्रॉपर्टी कार्ड सोसाइटी के नाम पर करो। ऑल ऑफ यू कैन मीट मी एवरी वेडनेसडे 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for any housing society legal problem redressal, including that deemed conveyance, for free of charge at Manila Foundation's office, Gala number 102, first floor, Prabhadevi Industrial Estate, above Punjab Sindh Bank, opposite Siddhivinayak Temple, Prabhadevi, Mumbai 25. Take my appointment Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on mobile number 70451 Landlines 022 3513 1664 and 022 3503 6925.
You always advise them to not carry original papers, right? Carry photocopy. So I have informed them. Sir, regarding self-redevelopment, before the webinar you were discussing. So, sir, can you shed some light on that?
For self-redevelopment, if you are going, that MADA has made in its building a self-redevelopment cell on MADA land, and it is giving additional FSI for self-redevelopment, and that self-redevelopment, it is, in fact, the self-redevelopment, if I want to say, it is just a old concept. Earlier, say before 1990 or early, people used to appoint an architect and they used to buy or lease the land, and they used to make the fund taking loan from the bank, and they were developing their own housing society building. You will find some places that State Bank employees, BST employees, taxi owners in Kurla, like this, at so many places that they have formed a society, and such concept is now revived. Between it has gone in the hands of so-called builder. They themselves take lot of profit, and that people don't get any area of the flat, or at a very high cost they are getting it. So now here in the self-redevelopment, we are not giving it to the builder, but we ourselves are appointing an architect, we ourselves are appointing PMC, that project management consultant, so that it can be managed. That Ramesh Prabhu has got that project management consultant in his office. You can contact him, and surely he will help you in the self-redevelopment of your cooperative housing society. And remember, and self-redevelopment, people have got 50 to 100% additional area compared, and 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs corpus fund compared to the builder development. So therefore, that self-redevelopment you can go. And government is also, if the society is going for self-redevelopment, that deemed conveyance is also speeded up. That means you can get that deemed conveyance instead of in 6 months, within 3 months. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you
Yes,
so
thank
much,
you.
sir, for
Yes.
such an enlightening session.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for addressing all the queries.